why would you react to something that isn't real? So I'm asking you to stop and think about the content you're seeing online and where it's coming from, and has anybody given you a demonstration? I want to see a demonstration, because if we can actually see it in real life, we can actually then go back and identify what's happening. Is the drive being broken? Some sources say they restarted their computer and everything was fine. Other sources say they weren't able to get the data back, but does that mean the drive itself has failed, or that the data became corrupted on the drive? Is that something $300 data recovery could recover? Once we identify where's the failure, if a failure even exists, then we can go backwards and figure out where that occurred. It's all about rumors. It's all about gossip. It's all about fake news. It's all about scaring people. It's all about Chicken Little. It's all about somebody saying something without any evidence or proof, people spreading this information as though it were proven, not demonstrating it, not being experts on the topic, and yet still continuing to fuel the flood of gossip. There is a difference between news and gossip. And the reason I'm making the video is if I go over here to YouTube and I take a look at Windows Update Breaking SSDs, there we go. We get a bunch of videos from a number of creators that you might well respect. And these creators have all basically jumped on a bandwagon, and they have no way to know where this bandwagon is going. Hey, we heard this bandwagon is going to England. Well, I don't know how you're going to get a bandwagon over the ocean. That doesn't even make any sense. And they cannot prove it, and yet the internet is eating this up as if it were true. Now look, I don't mind I don't mind if it's true. If it's true, you should be able to show it to me. So what they're doing is, oh, wait a minute. Somebody, it's not just me, somebody else is calling this out. The bottom line is that anybody who wants to report gossip should say that this is gossip. They should not mislead their audience into believing what they're telling you is true. Otherwise, respected, in my opinion, content creators are doing something that I find to be despicable, disgusting, and absolutely should be warning their audience that what they're about to discuss is rumor. So what it appears is a modern day manipulation from an individual, and the information so sparse as to leave it wide open to your imagination. And why is everybody jumping at it like it's real? It is the strangest phenomenon, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Phison and Microsoft are going to come forward and say, we have no way to replicate this. But they have to respond to it, just like the police have to respond to a swatting call even when it's not real. They have to go and check it out. So the companies have to pour resources into this, and they have to be thorough, and it's going to take 30 days at least to come to a conclusion. That conclusion is likely there's nothing here. Okay, so for the next 30 days, until that officially comes out, all these content creators are seeing clicks, and they're going, oh, I better jump on this bandwagon. Everybody else is talking about it. None of these content creators have ever seen this problem in real life. Most of them are enthusiasts, and even those of us working in the industry, we have never seen this. None of our customers, we've been in this business a long time. I've installed SSDs back in 2013 that are still in use today. No customers are calling, nobody's emailing, it doesn't exist. If it exists, the only way that we're going to find out about it is through Microsoft verifying it or denying it. But if it doesn't affect you either way, why get on board that bandwagon? It's not for you. It has nothing to do with you. Why would you react to something that isn't real? So I'm asking you to stop and think about the content you're seeing online and where it's coming from, and has anybody given you a demonstration? I want to see a demonstration, because if we can actually see it in real life, we can actually then go back and identify what's happening. Is the drive being broken? Some sources say they restarted their computer and everything was fine. Other sources say they weren't able to get the data back, but does that mean the drive itself has failed, or that the data became corrupted on the drive? is that something $300 data recovery could recover. Once we identify where's the failure, if a failure even exists, then we can go backwards and figure out where that occurred. Look, drives fail every day. Drives get corrupted every day. This is a normal part of being in this business. But if a mechanic works on your car, the next thing that fails on your car, people are more than likely going to blame the mechanic. So the mechanic put new tires on your car, but now it's not starting right. Even though the tires are on the outside of the car and the engine's inside of the car, and the mechanic never went inside of the car, never underestimate the complete associative human mind that's uneducated to come to a false conclusion and accusation without verification or third-party opinion. They just immediately go, that guy changed my tires and now my car won't start, and they better fix it. The reason I bring this up is Windows updates come out every 30 days, and sometimes there's out-of-band updates even more so. So anytime a computer happens within 30 days of an update, it's always the update's fault. Whatever that recent update was just before the problem, they immediately, without any evidence, without any verification, and without any proof, come to a false conclusion, and they'll go on Reddit and they'll post about it. So if you go on Reddit and you post about this update, there are people saying it happened to them. Are they lying? Who are these people? If I would say to you, be more of a critical thinker. Type in any Windows update ever released by Microsoft, and then look for people complaining on Reddit that it caused a problem. Good luck finding one where somebody doesn't conclude that that Windows update caused them a problem, but that, for whatever reason, didn't gain social traction the way that this one did. It's just like a roll of the dice. I don't know why this happens, but these rumors come out hundreds of times a day, and for some reason, this single one, has suddenly enraptured everybody as though it were real, when it's not real. It's highly likely this is all a gag and you're all being played. Okay.
Emails are flooding in with sending links to Jay's 2 cents and his video saying that he proved that he could create the problem.
Is there a video that Jay's did that shows the problem, or is he just saying he can show the problem?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But,
okay.
But emails are flooding in from various people with links.
Okay. Very interesting that somebody who's never worked in the computer industry, who only is an enthusiast and calls himself, you know, he'll say, look, what do I know? He says it. Jay says it all the time. I'm just an enthusiast. What do I know? So he's the guy who figured it out? I mean, it'd be great if he did. No disrespect. I'm telling you how he refers to himself. He's not in the industry. He admits he's not in the industry. He admits he's an enthusiast. And all the industry experts can't figure it out, but the enthusiast, okay, it's possible. So if there is a video not claiming, I could show you, I can make it happen, does he actually make it happen, or does he talk about it? Because if he can make it happen, I want to see it. All right, let's see what you have to say. Wolf's friend said I dismissed the proof without ever watching the video. I'm not aware of any video that demonstrates the problem. It's not that I dismissed it. I'm not aware of it. I've been looking around. I cannot find anybody who's created it. So I'm asking you, if you show somebody demonstrating this, I'd like to see how their testing was done. Just because they demonstrated it doesn't mean they demonstrated it thoroughly. Like I said, could I do the exact same thing as they did and get the same error? And then can I do the exact same thing as they did with and without the Windows update and see if the error changes? Microsoft hasn't been able to confirm it. Phison, over 4,500 hours of testing, hasn't been able to confirm it. But Jay's 2 cents has confirmed it. I want to see it. I'm very interested and sincere. And until I see it, which obviously I'm not going to be able to do right now live, then I want to see what testing was done and how it was done so I can replicate it here. As far as I can tell, Microsoft isn't going to Jay's 2 cents, and neither is Phison. No disrespect to Jay's 2 cents. But if somebody that's not in the industry, that lacks that education, can replicate this, then how come all the experts can't? with way more resources available to them than Jay's has. The whole thing is fishy, and I'm very, very suspicious, but I'm not saying the information's not valid because I haven't seen it yet. I've never seen anybody demonstrate this. And then when if and when they demonstrate it, I have to be able to replicate that. And we've got this test bench out, just a complete waste of time and money, chasing after ghosts that people are claiming exist. I'm so disgusted by it. Continue to see content creators jumping on the bandwagon. There's a part of me that thinks I should just title a video, like don't fight it, go with it. So the way what I'm demonstrating would be to make a video titled "Beware of Windows Update Breaking SSDs," and then make the video explaining that that's a lie, and see how many more views that video gets than a video that says the Windows Update Breaking SSDs is a lie. That video will probably get a couple thousand views, but the one that tells people what they want to hear in the title will probably quadruple the views. Even if the content corrects the title and says, "There, now that I got your attention." Is that the right way to make videos? Is that the direction everybody wants to go? Because I don't know. You want to talk about clickbait, and I can prove to you that'll work. If you're interested in watching the difference in the views that video will get, we're going to look back on this as the great Windows Update hoax of summer of 2025. And we're all going to just shake our heads that, oh man, I couldn't believe everything Carey said was absolutely true, but we're not there yet. We've got probably another month of this to go. It's frustrating because there's no corporations anywhere in the world confirming that they've had an issue with a Windows Update. It's only random anonymous home users and enthusiasts that are not professionals in the industry that can't even demonstrate it. And the one person on YouTube out of the entire globe, one person, Jay's 2 cents, showed his drive overheating and correlated that to the cause being Windows Update without any proof or evidence, when nobody ever said that was the problem. But he's like, I believe it. Okay, well, I believe that I'm 10 feet tall and 4,000 pounds. What's that got to do with reality? But you know what? Look at the number of views that video got. So whether or not he's playing into the hoax or whether or not he's sincere and he truly believes that, he got paid because people are clicking on that, and then people are believing everything they're seeing without any sort of logic. They just want to believe it. So, look, it's a good business strategy. Tell people what they want to hear. They'll give you their money. I don't know. I'm so disappointed. Anybody who made a video warning people not to install that update, they've certainly lost a little respect from me. Anybody making a video that cannot demonstrate that problem but still advises their followers to uninstall that update, I find that to be profoundly irresponsible. Even though they themselves cannot make it happen, it's all based on conjecture and gossip. And Microsoft and Phison have done all the research. They cannot replicate the problem. And no single company anywhere on the planet has reported any sort of an issue with Windows Update regarding failed SSDs. And that's where the truth is. So when a corporation has to report to investors on what their projected financial profit and loss is going to be for the next quarter, and they've had to spend a ton of money due to failed SSDs, due to a bad Windows Update, they have to report that to their investors to say, look, we're not going to see the dividends we were projecting because of a loss of revenue and the expense of correcting it. That hasn't happened. So if that hasn't happened, why has it only happened to people with anonymous names on the internet who can't prove it? At what point do the viewers realize this is all just entertainment? And it's not true. I predict it'll take another month before it'll start to sink in, before people will, they'll forget about it. They're all up in arms about it, even though none of them that's up in arms about it has ever had it happen, nor will they ever have it happen because it's not real. But then they'll be up in arms about something else in a month, and they will forget all about this. So sometime in 2026, I'm going to remind you. Do you remember that? Whatever happened with that? Oh yeah, it just kind of went away. I'm telling you now, this will just fade out of memory, and you'll realize when I bring it up in 6 months, you'll say, oh yeah, you saw that coming. Yep. Yeah, it's all hoax.